Muy buenas tardes, mi gente. Aquí con ustedes, la comadre B with another episode of Comadreando aquí y con café. Today is Friday, March 22nd, 2024. Como siempre, los saludos primero. Hi, Mom. Quiero saludar a my friend Elizabeth Rodriguez, La Eli. Sin saber, she gave me this topic here. So, thank you. I appreciate you. Quiero saludar también a mi friend Raúl out of Washington. Hi, best friend. I hope you're doing well. Y pues, thank you for your time. And yeah, this topic today I wanted to get into porque salió de chiripada, right? My friend Ellie sent me a video last Friday, as a matter of fact. And I was just ripping out because it is so much information behind this specific story, this case, you know. Entonces, pues sí, I want to thank her. I want to thank all of you guys, actually, because everybody sends me, okay, you should do this, you should do that. Francine, you too. You're always sending me, you know, different topics and ideas and stories and stuff. I will get to them, guys, eventually. It's just that no quiero enfadar. Maria de Arizona, my friend, Mari la del party, she had told me, you need to just record stuff every day. Who cares? People can choose to watch or not to watch. Pero pues, I think 3 videos a week is alright. No quiero enfadarlos, right? She's the one that actually gave me the idea to post different stories from different places. So, you know, when you're in a specific area, you get news for your area. Unless it's a big headliner, then te sale either on your feed if you're on social media. So, but a lot of people are not. El mundo está bien loco y pasan cosas everywhere. So you should just look up, you know, the stories that are happening in the news in different areas and put it on your show as in case you missed it, so people know qué onda. And honestly, I think that was a really good idea because last week I spoke about that Santa Claus arrested on child pornography. That's a Florida story, and I have about 600 views, I believe. So it's just one of those things that, yeah, it serves its purpose to be informed, más que nada, right? The channel is usually more about history, stuff que pasó. But yeah, why not add all these other cases and stuff like that? They are history, right? Something that happened a long time ago. Or a while ago. Whatever. Anyways, vámonos a lo ocurrido. Estoy tomando café todavía. Fui a que me chequeara el vampiro, and hopefully everything comes out good. I got some labs this morning. Always good to know, guys, how the health is going. So just a reminder, get a physical. Si no se sienten bien, go to your doctor. Get your health in order, guys. Es lo único que tenemos, and it has to last us a lifetime, right? All right, guys. So, with that being said, como dije, vámonos a lo ocurrido. And today I wanted to talk about Selena. Yes, Bidi Bidi Bam Bam. La Tex-Mex queen. All right, guys. As you know, so Yolanda Saldivar just came out with another docu-series. ¿Qué es un docu-series? Documented series, meaning que es más de un episodio, more than one episode. So Oxygen actually picked up this docu-series and they aired it February 18th, this last month que pasó. And on this specific little clip that Elizabeth sent me, my friend, la comadre, dice allí que, you know, everybody was trying to boycott Oxygen y que, you know, because she killed Selena and this and this, this and that. Okay, I totally get it and I totally understand. Y pues, I think at this point in life and in this point in Yolanda Saldivar's existence, we already know she is probably the most hated person aside from Ernesto de la Cruz, right? I don't know. I'm just saying. So yeah, I understand totally why nobody wanted to watch it, why nobody cared to watch it. And a lot of the comments were like, if you give them ratings, she can possibly earn money off of that. So everybody's like, we're not watching that stuff. So, this clip was explained by a fellow YouTuber, and I love her clips, her channel. It's a lot of very, very fascinating information. So yes, llama Selena and Yolanda, the secrets between them. The cover of it has Yolanda Saldivar in the prison, the phone glass thing, and in the reflection está Selena singing with her egg ring microphone, that kind of stuff. Okay, so yeah, a lot of people didn't want to contribute to Yolanda. They weren't okay with Oxygen picking this story up. This docu-series is an interview that they are giving Yolanda behind the glass at jail, in prison. Okay, I watched it. Sorry. No, don't hate me, don't turn me off. I did it so you wouldn't have to. Okay, there we go. Like I said, I am all for Selena. I was a little kid when she died. Like every other girl, I wanted so bad to be a lot like her. Her music. Back then, pasaba el casetero, the one they used to sell like the cassette tapes out of the little cart. Oh my God, every weekend I would buy a different cassette. Everybody was, cashing in on, sadly, her passing. Y pues había all kinds of tapes that were made. So yeah, I would buy all the cassettes, and oh my God, yo enfadaba a mi madre. Sorry, mom. Con pura Selena y pura Selena. So, don't take it the wrong way. Like I said, I checked it out. Being a Selena fan, I wanted to see what Yolanda had to say. And it opened the door to a whole lot of different information that I really didn't know. Although I am a fan, I'm not hardcore like knowing details and dates and stuff like that. I just know all the basics that always comes up. Gracias a Dios, our girl has never been forgotten. So, at least 3 times a day, every day on social media, all of the socials, sale one thing or another with Selena. So, like I said, I'm not like a detailed fan. I'm just a big fan. That's it. So yeah, I did check out that docu-series. It's all interview with her and asking her, this and this and that. The YouTuber that the clip was originally belonging to had made a good point. She said Yolanda is up for parole next year. So this is probably recorded in order to soften people up, board, whoever has the final decision, and possibly let her get out. I totally see that. I can see that. Like I said, being a fan of Selena, I wanted to see what Yolanda had to say. Es todo a deja vu of the events that happened. Yeah, she's blaming herself. In this docu-series sale una niece de Yolanda, un nephew de Yolanda, que también they worked for the Selena fan club, all kinds of stuff. And it even answered my question, because I was always like, okay, where the hell did Yolanda Saldivar even come from? In the movie, all of a sudden, she's hitting charts, and then, the fan club, and there's Yolanda getting a pedicure. I always wondered, where the heck did this señora come from? It wasn't her tia, like an older lady. I get it. I have many friends that are older than me, but it was just weird to me that they never really put where she came from or how she came to be, right? So yeah, this docu-series answered all those questions for me, and it helped me to see exactly, where she came from. Those of you guys that may not know, let me give you a little story. Yolanda Saldivar used to live in the neighboring areas right there where Selena would do her presentations a lot. she became a fan. She had her nieces, that were younger. Y pues también they used to love Selena, and every time they would see the local flyers que Selena y los Dinos van a estar aquí y allá, she would take her nieces, the kids, everybody, and they would go to these, concerts per se, like us here in the LA area, the Santa Fe Spring Swap Meet. You know how every Saturday and Sundays they have, the whoever little headliners in the area do their shows. When they were nightclubs, of course, she couldn't take all the kids, all the nieces and nephews, so she would take the older ones. And she was a fan. So she made it her business to introduce herself to Selena. Her and the kids, I say kids because they were all, teens and stuff of all, ages. They wanted to start a fan club. Empezaron que we should start a Selena fan club. So Yolanda thought that was a really cool idea because they knew them so well without them knowing them well, So she says that, yeah, she went up to her, se presentó, hey, I'm Yolanda, I'm like your biggest fan. And she says that Selena, right off the bat, was the nicest person to her. She introduced herself back, they shook hands, y que, friend, y que friend, y risa, the way you guys know Selena had that happy laughter. So she proposed the fan club to her a couple of, months later. And Selena's dad was okay with the idea. He said, that is perfect. We would need that. Selena is actually blowing up now. People know who she is, this and that. Selena was a big deal out in Texas. Over here, us in California, we knew her well. There was different shows that she would do in the night or on the weekend. Can't think of his name. Algo Velasco. I think that's where I seen her first. Johnny Canales, maybe. I can't remember. But I do remember seeing her perform. And my dad was watching in Espanol, obviously. And it was really cool. It was really cool because at that time, I was maybe about 7 or 8. So it was all new to me because this girl, I had never seen her before, So yeah, it was like I said, she was big stuff out there. We knew her here briefly. I think we knew more of her, like way more, when she was murdered. Unfortunately, that's what, obviously sparked all the attention nationwide. So she became even more famous then. So yeah, that is their backstory of how they came to be. So in this docu-series, she's talking about que le alcahueteaba. Like she used to, hide a lot of her stuff and let her do stuff and, things like that. I wouldn't say bad things. Everybody already knows that Yolanda swears that Selena was having an affair with a doctor. So she just speaks about lying for her, covering up for her so they can see each other. Stuff of that sort. The whole time Yolanda admits she was wrong, this and that. They actually have the investigators that did the crime scene investigation and the ones that actually took her statement. They had the guy that had her on the phone when they were doing the whole negotiation so she could get out of her truck. So it's a really well put together docu-series, like they call it. If you don't want to watch it, I totally get it. One question that just has me like questioning is she got in there, she's in there for murder, right? The official case and cause y todo el escándalo que se hizo era because she supposedly stole money. Why was she never taken to court for that? Like, I get she's in there already for the murder, but I know that you can bring up other things and do a different case against them. Why did the Quintanilla family never pursue the theft or the embezzlement or however they want to call it? She's never been charged with any of that, and that was kind of weird. So yeah, I started looking up, things here and there, y pues puro dinero con esa familia, a lot. So going back to the YouTube clip, the YouTuber, she shows a book that Chris wrote, And she speaks about how he got sued in reference to this book. And, my comadre Elizabeth's telling me, they did him so bad, Chris, that the family tricked him into a contract, this and that. I didn't know about that. So, of course, I had to read about it para saber en qué mundo vivo, right? Like, I can't be sitting here, oh, yeah, sin saber nada. So, yeah, I started reading about all that. That's what actually sparked my interest in this case. And turns out that Chris wrote a book back in 2012. As you can imagine, the title says it all. Chris wrote this book as kind of like a memoir, you could say. Todos sus recuerdos de ellos, but behind the scene. She was always supposed to act a certain way because her dad didn't want her tainting her name because she was so big out there and starting to get bigger, and she had an image to keep. So Chris wrote other details, like I said, behind the scenes, the stuff that people do not know. So he put all this down on this book. And yeah, it was published 2012. That book is still available. Amazon carries it, $14.99 plus shipping, just in case you guys are interested in purchasing it and reading that. Chris was limited though. He had to make a lot of changes to that book because of this contract that he had signed with Abraham. He did make a comment that he wanted to as well make a series out of this book because, everybody loves Selena, and he wanted everybody to see what that specific chapter in her life with him was. They were married from 1991 till 1995 when she was murdered. So, he wanted the Selena fans, the people that love her, to know what their married life was like. Well, when all these talks of that happened, I guess the father, Abraham, wasn't too thrilled with it because there was a contract that Chris had signed when Selena passed. He was very limited on what he was allowed to put out there and what he was not. So although everybody says that, I seen the reviews, everybody says it's a very good book. Keep in mind again, hay muchas cosas que Chris couldn't put in there because of this contract. So let me get into this contract because, wow guys, just wow. Turns out that a couple of months after Selena passed away, Abraham came up with this contract and he just gave it to Chris to sign. Chris has up to now, right now, 2024, admitted that he still cannot even get over the passing of Selena. So you can just imagine how he was pretty much depressed and non-functioning at that time, months after. So, con confianza, of course you're gonna trust your father-in-law. He signed away his signature. He thought it was other stuff that had to do with, Selena, her passing or whatever. Well, turns out this was an actual contract that Chris was signing, and little did he know that with the simple word none, he was giving up all the rights to everything Selena. Well, in this contract, Abraham Quintanilla is, like I said, taking legal ownership of all of Selena's rights. And he is putting in writing the percentage that he got, that Chris got, that the son AB got, and Suzette got. And it went a little something like the Selena estate percentages, 75% goes to, I'm not sure if all of it is Abraham's or the Selena estate, but 25% of that amount needed to be split up between Chris, Suzette, and AB. That was in this said contract as well. This contract was called the Exploitation of Entertainment Properties. That's what was bold at the top. So it did label Abraham owning and controlling all of the rights of the entertainment property. Okay, ¿qué quiere decir eso? Like exactly what falls in this bracket. So he had the rights to author. Ahí está lo del libro. And he had the rights to authorize any use of her name. He owned television productions, her voice, her image, pictures, and story. So, pues, como quien dicen, he owned everything. Alright, so like I said, Chris, confiado y dolido, went ahead and signed none. That he wasn't interested. He was giving it all up. He didn't want none of this. Y así quedó. So, forward back to 2012, Chris writes this book, blah, blah, blah. Abraham tells him, you know what, there's only so much you can say. Remember this, you signed. So, Chris had to rewrite some of the story because, yeah, he couldn't tell much. According to Abraham, he was going to protect the value and integrity of Selena. So, there goes that. He had to revise his book. The said comment about the series wasn't really taken into consideration until a while later. Going now to 2016, Chris is moving forward with his idea of making this series, right? He owns his own production company called Blue Mariachi Productions, and he was gonna partner up with another production company by the name of Endemo Shine North America. So between these two production companies, they were moving forward to start, you know, doing this whole series of his life as Selena's husband. 2 weeks after this news, Abraham hits Chris with a lawsuit and the two production companies. So Chris gets hit twice, him personally and the production company. So what was he in trouble for? Number one, the unauthorized book. Now, after these years, ya quiere ser y decir que no, this and that. It was unauthorized, you know. Chris is like, well, you told me to revise it. I kept it within the guidelines you told me. Either way, he was suing him over an unauthorized book. And number two was the series. He, Chris, had no authorization, permission, or the rights to talk about his wife. So they went to court. They were in court for almost 5 years. 5 years, 5. Okay, in his suit, Abraham Quintanilla stated that the reason for this lawsuit was that it was super necessary. It was necessary in order to keep the integrity of this estate. También he said that he had to do it because he didn't want Chris to dilute or diminish Selena's legacy. Era su esposo. How can he possibly want to hurt her if, once again, he's very public and open about not being over her? I don't know. Maybe money? Let me tell you guys why I suspect that was. So for this said violation of contract, Abraham was suing Chris for $1 million plus attorney fees. Okay? Well, this case, like I said, 5 años, que sí, que no, que paperwork, que this and that. 2021, the judge dismissed the case with prejudice, meaning this case is to be done, it's squashed, it's over with. Continue your life. Don't bring this back to any other court. You cannot do that. It's done. Each party didn't get anything. Each party had to pay their own attorney fees because originally Abraham wanted Chris to pay for his. They were done. There's postings on everybody involved in the situation. Selena's sister, brother, the dad, and of course Chris, that they came to an agreement. It's done, this and that. But that series did not go through. It's done. It's not gonna happen. I'm reading these articles because I read enough to give you guys the real chisme, right? Like, you guys don't want to know half information. And to my surprise, I found out that this righteous man de contrato, Mr. Quintanilla, reached a contract of his own. Yes, in 2021 también, when him and Suzette came up with this Netflix series of Selena that was to be unauthorized as well, and they went forward and did this series anyway. Turns out there's a man by the name of Moctezuma Esparza that turned around and sued Abraham Quintanilla for $1 million también. Otra vez, $1 million. Who is Moctezuma? He is the original first producer that came out with the story of Selena, the 1997 original movie. Turns out, guys, okay, back then when this movie was put into life, Abraham sold Moctezuma all the rights to Selena's story. Therefore, nobody else can do it without obvious permission. And here is Moctezuma years later suing for that breach of contract because they came up with this whole Netflix series and they didn't even ask him for his input. Fair or not? I think so. Contract's a contract, right? I threw out Suzette's name in there. Turns out she was the executive producer to this series. She's also really involved with the Selena estate. She runs the Selena Museum. And Abraham, the dad, has a production company. It's called Q Productions. And Suzette also helps operate all that goes through that production company. So yeah, she was sued as well. She's very involved. She's making her dollar happen. Congratulations to her. That's amazing that, she keeps her sister's memory alive within the family hustle. She's worth $3 million as of today. So, I'm still looking up and reading and stuff. Now, A.B. Quintanilla, let me tell you about the brother, okay? He is worth $6 million as of right now, like today. You look him up, Google him, $6 million. He is a musician, songwriter, and producer. So tiene tres titles. All right. I started, checking his story out, blah, blah, blah. He also owns 3 bands and he has 30 albums under his belt. Pretty prestigious, this man, right? Well, this man, worth all this money, actually spent a day in jail, overnight, I should say, in jail, back in 2017. He owed a total of $45,000 in child support, guys. $45,000 in back due child support. That is a lot of freaking money. There was an additional $87,000 that was added. And turns out the first court date he had, he didn't even bother going because why? Who cares? Lame. So yeah, the second time they issued him the date to come into court, that is when the judge let him have it. Judge Madry was like, you owe back due child support and medical expenses for your children. He has quite a few, 7 to be exact. And yeah, she said, I know you don't care to pay it, but you owe it. She said, I cannot make you be a father. I cannot make you have feelings as a father. So I can't make you be loving or any of that. And she said, but I will keep you overnight so you can think about the responsibilities that you have as a father and the rights that your kids have. So she threw him in a cell. Whatever, get out of here. Right before she sent him away to his cell, she also scared him with 2 years of prison time if he didn't pay and comply with what the money due wasn't paid. And yeah, she just ridiculed him. She said, your last payment was $16.84 of child support, which you paid last September. Why? I don't know. Why? A Grammy Award winner worth $6 million paying $60 of child support. I don't know. This guy's known for making music for Thalia and Alicia Villarreal, so you can just imagine who his other clients are. A very unnecessary visit to the court, I think, right? Pero, pues money, money, money with the Q's. That's what it's all about. So reading some more, Abraham Quintanilla was actually in trouble as well back in 1997 for underreporting Selena's earnings by $1 million. I tell you guys, they don't know no other number besides a million. So the IRS caught wind of it and called them in. They gave them an audit and said, you guys are lying. They were forced, and I say they because him and Marcela, the wife, were forced to pay back another $590,866. That's how much they owed because they were lying on their taxes. He paid it, I guess. So yeah, it's been just an ongoing money machine for them, as you guys can imagine. Back in 2016, the Selena estate got together with MAC Makeup and they came up with a whole line of Selena makeup that was pretty pricey. I know a couple of my friends got a piece of this and that. And a lot of complaints were that when it was first released, everything was sold separately. So if you wanted to buy the whole set, it was retail value up the sky. I'm not sure exactly the number, but I know that a while after they did another release of this makeup and only Macy's carried it, and the whole kit was worth about $380, I believe. And a lot of people were upset about that because there was, I guess, a really nice little makeup bag that came with it. But if you didn't buy certain items, you couldn't get it. It was a gift. So that's the way, I guess, they, got their money on that end, because if you don't buy this, you can't get that, and it's not available for sale. Whatever. Like they said, within the moment that line released of makeup, it was sold out within 2 minutes. So a lot of people were super upset because they had been talking about this for about a year. So yeah, pura feria, pura feria. Selena was that golden goose. Look at, even still after gone, she's still reeling in the money, Question now is, okay, will Oxygen get sued by Quintanilla too? Supposedly there is a bunch of people that say that Abraham Quintanilla is saying she's a liar, whatever's said on that docuseries, don't believe it, this and that. I don't know. Yolanda talks really bad about him. So what did he know that she was going to say that he's already dusting it off like she's a liar? Who knows? Question again is, Chris got in trouble with a lawsuit. Is Yolanda not getting in trouble for one because she didn't sign a contract, or because everything is said in form of an interview? Yo no sé, but that's a good question, right? The whole thing is still really sad. Like I said, I personally don't care for her too much. I don't think she cares that I don't care about her, whatever. Poor lady's living her life. She's gone through the justice system, and it is what it is. I just think she should have left her gun at home. She shouldn't have pulled it out when they were arguing. It is what it is. If she was in the hole for the $30,000 or $90,000, which is what they said supposedly she had stole from the Selena Enterprise, the fan club or whatever, go to court, make payment arrangements, or provide the paperwork. That whole, I don't know where it is, but I find it. Like, you should have just kept looking, ask for more time. Everybody says that her and Selena were very close. I'm pretty sure if she spoke to Selena directly and told her, hey, give me more time, she could have shown she was innocent. Or maybe if she did take it, which maybe she did, money is money. Who doesn't love money? Hey, I took it. I'm so sorry. Make up a lie. I confused it with my earnings. I don't know. Pay it. There was no reason why Selena had to be killed. There was no reason. None of this should be happening, Chris was her husband. They don't treat him as such. So why is it that he lost his right just because, you know, that is really, really shady. Esas son chingaderas, I think. Let's see what the justice system has in store for her. Next year, she will be eligible for parole. A ver cómo le va. El anillo, the huevo, the ring, you ask? Abraham Quintanilla says that he threw it in the oceans of Mexico. So, go look for it, guys. Maybe it's there somewhere. Horrible, 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 guys. Selena Quintanilla Perez, may you someday rest in peace. And I say someday because mientras anden la familia como perros y gatos, you really think her poor soul can rest? I don't think so. I don't see it that way. Please, Mr. Abraham Quintanilla, don't come sue me. I definitely do not have $1 million. I think I have $2 cash in my pocket right now. Y pues eso les tengo, raza. Please have an amazing weekend. Remember, don't drink and drive because desde ahorita ya empieza la loquera, okay? Call your mom, call your dad, call your niece, call the nephew, call somebody, but please don't drink and drive. Have a wonderful, productive, and peaceful weekend, guys. Los adoro. Bye.